Now we have Africa 54's Nimiake Mokalele with news about African entrepreneurs and those who want to be entrepreneurs in the Washington area. Welcome, Nim.
Well, that's right, Vincent. Thank you again. African immigrants living in the Washington, D.C. area who either run or want to start their own businesses have a helping hand from the D.C. Mayor's Office on African Affairs. The office will host its second annual business symposium on Monday, where district businesses and entrepreneurs will get an opportunity to meet and mingle with potential funders within and outside of district government. Last year's day-long symposium attracted more than 250 participants. And joining us now with details on the forum is Winter Teferi, Program Analyst with the DC Mayor's Office on African Affairs, and also participant and entrepreneur Peter Karenge, who is the Director of B60 Inc. And both of them join me today, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Let me start off with you, Winter, and tell us give us a little background into how the symposium started and why you thought it was so necessary to have this platform where African aspiring businesses can meet potential funders.
Yeah. So right about in April 2012, we saw that the mayor fundamentally had just announced the Export DC program, which was part of a federal program called the State Trade and Export Promotion Program, which was trying to encourage small businesses to really think about export as an opportunity to expand businesses. So we wanted to ensure, and right here in DC, we see that there's so many African businesses, and we decided that there was an opportunity to connect African businesses, which already are doing businesses back home in their home countries as well as here in DC. So we thought that it was going to be a wonderful opportunity to organize a way for these two kind of efforts to connect and be that bridge. So I think we were very surprised. We planned an event for about 100 people and just saw the overwhelming response both from the participants, but also from the agencies that were initiating all these programs, both at the local level, at the federal level, that were trying to promote trade between the U.S. and Africa.
So tell us exactly what happens. A person going in, what should they expect, whether they're a business person or a person who is offering a program?
I think based on last year, expect a lot of people, a lot of excited people, a lot of entrepreneurs that are, just really creative, have a lot of ideas, are excited about, what's happening on the continent with all these growing economies in Africa, with eight out of the 20 fastest growing being from that continent. I think it's an exciting time, and you can actually feel the excitement in the event.
Is there actually any kind of monetary incentive of people being offered, say, startup cash or workshops where they can learn?
I think that you asked the main question, because last year the feedback that we got is people wanted more information on access to capital. So that was the main theme. So even programmatically, you see that this time we have a lot more sessions dedicated to accessing capital. We have 3 sessions, one for new businesses that just have a brilliant idea but want to know where the initial support is going to come from, for established businesses who want to actually expand, and also for international trade. So there are 3 specific sessions around access to capital on both, on that issue. So it is a huge question, and I think that's precisely what we want people to get into, dig in, ask the right questions, and really identify where the support in financial terms is.
So it's still kind of exploring. And now, Peter Karenge, that's why we have you here. You're an entrepreneur. You're the director of B60 Inc. You went to this symposium last year. Why did you feel your company would benefit, and what did you get out of it?
In a couple of ways, this was a great opportunity for firms like B360, who are local here in the DC, but also have projects and work in Africa. So it was an opportunity to pitch for Africa. Africa is ready for business. And what this enabled us was to clear some of the issues that a lot of American companies who are interested in going to Africa face. A perception gap, where they perceive that Africa may not have the correct infrastructure, whether it is in ICT or whether it's in roads. There is sufficient infrastructure to do business in Africa. Pitch for Africa about the opportunities. There are lots of opportunities in Africa. A vibrant, emerging middle class, where you have a lot of people who will be able to buy and sell products. you have an opportunity to meet with actual sponsors, with actual financial institutions, organizations like OPIC or banks like Morgan Stanley, and helping them understand that there's actual information, there's actual bankable projects in Africa that people can actually invest in. So this was a great opportunity to network, to pitch for Africa, but also to lobby for trade initiatives.
So it goes both ways then. So you also benefit as an organization or as a company that is trying to spur growth in your field back on the continent.
A lot. We benefited a lot, especially in terms of networking, in terms of showing how we are mitigating some of the issues that that potential investors are having. Issues like information, just issues like perception gap.
Right.
Not understanding.
I've been hearing a lot about this perception gap. Exactly. So obviously you're going again on Monday, and you advise others to tag along? Most
definitely. They want to be there. You want to be there to pitch for Africa, to pitch for your countries, to pitch for your for projects, and to be able to encourage American companies to invest in Africa. Yeah.
And Winter, my final question to you is, what else is the Mayor's Office on African Affairs doing, and what's the way forward with these symposiums?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's important to mention that between last year's event and this year's event, you know, President Obama has announced, you know, programs specifically, you know, boosting U.S.-Africa trade, like Power Africa, Trade Africa. So really, this symposium is just making sure that that information actually trickles down to the diaspora here, who, you know, we know can play a really key role, like you are playing a huge role with feet on both continents. So I think that we're really excited, and we have agencies that are going to provide that information. Moving forward, we're going to do more of this. So really connecting local entrepreneurs who are, you know, really vastly represented in the district to a lot of opportunities, whether it's local or federal or international. Beyond that, I think one of the major challenges, I think, in our community and for our office is that there's no data on the African business activity here in DC. So in terms of really quantifying their contribution in terms of tax dollars, their you know, creation of jobs, those are things that we want to be able to collect data on. So we're launching business directory.
We have to unfortunately end it there, but well, that's great. And of course, we wish you all the best. Congratulations. And this is only second year, so I'm sure there's a lot more to achieve.
Yeah.
That's joining us in the studio, Peter Karenge, Director of B60 Inc., and Winter Teferi, who is the Program Analyst with the Office on African Affairs, and that's part of the Mayor's Office of Washington, D.C., joined us here on Africa 54.